What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. My freaking god, man. The amount of news that's come out has been ridiculous. And you know me, I'm going to cover every single last bit. Of course, a few hours ago, Jordi Alba's exit this summer from Barcelona made official. I talked about that in its own separate videos. I won't talk about it too much in this video, but of course, a lot of implications will come out from that Jordi Alba exit. We're going to discuss, of course, Lionel Messi's return. We'll give you an update on the viability plan, which again has been delayed. Vitor Roque's transfer, the club want to sign him this summer, and they have given the task to Deco. Midfield, Gundogan, we're going to get an answer from him after the Champions League final. Xavi does want Zubimendi, he considers him the #1 target, but does also like the profile of Joao Kimmich. Cancelo, he's now the new #1 target for Barcelona in the right back position. We have an update on the future of Yannick Carrasco as well, how there's high chances he will be coming this summer. But of course, with players coming in, we do have an updates on some big exits such as Abde, Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati, Umtiti, Pablo Torre, huge update on him in my opinion. Some renewal updates on Balde, Gavi, and Araujo, Marcos Alonso future update, and of course one of the big talking points over the past 48 hours, the future of Jules Kounde. What's the rumors around him? What's the talk? Will he be leaving? What's the main issue and has it been resolved? I'll talk about all the details around that as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 48 hours. Now, we're first going to be discussing Xavi's main priority for this summer, which of course is to reinforce the pivot position, where he has identified 2 targets and he wants at least one of them signed this summer. Javi Miguel from AES has come out saying that Barcelona will spare no effort to bring in a top defensive midfielder. Right now, there are 2 names on the table, Martin Zubimendi and Joao Kimmich. Paying the €60 million release clause for the former side isn't ruled out, while the latter is Xavi's impossible dream. If he wants to come, it will be tried. So again, on Kimmich, he's not officially communicated to Barcelona that he wants to join. We've been offered him through other intermediates. Zubimendi, you either play the clause or you don't get him. It's simple as that. Now, firstly, on Kimmich, there are reports coming in from Germany saying that Joao Kimmich is currently more worried about the future of Bayern than his own. Kimmich wants to wait and see how Bayern develop their sporting project for the upcoming years. He is not planning on leaving in the short term. The sudden dismissal of Julian Nagelsmann particularly had an effect on him. He has always been clear about the preferences of coaches continuing longer at the club. In abroad, the idea of playing in Spain has always been appealing to him. So Kimmich, he's starting to think about his future. I still think he has been offered to Barcelona to maybe his best friend, some intermediates, whatever the case may be. But the player himself, I think he wants to see what Bayern do this summer and then decide, very similar to what Lewandowski did last summer. So I think Kimmich could be the option, but then you're talking about the price. If it's more than 60, I'd rather just activate Zubimendi's release clause. Now, there has been discussions on Zubimendi a few days ago when Barcelona played Real Sociedad at the Camp Nou, which I was at, and John Romero came out saying that Barcelona and Real Sociedad spoke about Zubimendi on Saturday during the board lunch. The club's interest is now a fact, and La Real Sociedad are interested in some Barcelona players such as Abde, Pablo Torre, and Nico Gonzalez. Now we're talking. Nico plus 30 million. Like, the issue is that Zubimendi himself, he's a La Real boy. He's a Real Sociedad boy. He grew up there. They've now qualified, or they're 1 game away from qualifying for the Champions League. The Real Sociedad have not been in the Champions League in forever, and he wants to play in the Champions League with Real Sociedad. That is why he doesn't particularly want to leave. I think if Barcelona activate the release clause and it's up to him, I think he will say yes. But I think with, putting in business stuff, I think Zubimendi might communicate to the club that he doesn't want to join this summer, but more so wants to join maybe next year. But no doubt in my mind, the #1 ideal replacement is Zubimendi. I would take Zubimendi over Kimmich. That might be a bit controversial. I think if they're both at the same price, there's a discussion to be had. I think Kimmich, if he's even a penny more expensive, I'd just go and activate the release clause. But then again, you have that story that I told you guys in the last video about Laporta not wanting to give too much money to La Liga clubs after the Negreira case, which also I completely understand as well. But Zubimendi is just so ideal. I watched him at the Camp Nou closely. When we're losing 2-0, I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna watch Zubimendi. He gave that assist as well for the Sorloth second goal. My man is top tier, and I think if you bring him to Barcelona, he'll grow and become one of the world's best. I think he is the most ideal scenario, but Xavi, like Javi Miguel said, is open to both Kimmich and Zubimendi. He wants one of them signed this summer. I think the club will try to pursue both. The main question is, who will it be? And if it is Kimmich, what will the price be? Some people in Spain are saying 60 million for Kimmich, but in Germany they're saying at least 80, maybe upwards to 100 with the package. So we'll have to wait and see, but no doubt for the club and for Xavi, the main priority, number one priority, of course there's other priorities, but the number one first thing they want to do is to reinforce the pivot position. Now, a midfielder who Barcelona want to sign simply just to reinforce the midfield in general, because we have been lacking in personnel this season, is of course İlkay Gündoğan. It is now between Barcelona and Man City for a signing. Apparently Arsenal joined the race. So adorable they are. But anyways, Gündoğan's decision is going to be delayed until Gündoğan's decision will be delayed until after the Champions League final. Reports are coming in from England saying that İlkay Gündoğan has delayed a decision over his Man City future until after the Champions League final. Makes perfect sense in my opinion. You want to stay focused, you're on course for the treble. You got 2 finals left. Then they also have 2 games in the Premier League against Brentford and Brighton, both away as well. So they got big games coming up. They're on course for a historic, very historic treble. Only a few teams have done it. What is it? Celtic, PSV, Ajax, I believe, Barcelona, Inter, Bayern Munich. Only 6 teams have done it. So, and Manchester United, 7 teams. So don't blame him whatsoever, and I do think it is a 2-horse race between Man City and Barcelona for a signing. Both are offering good deals. I think Barcelona, in terms of the length of the deal, is better, but in terms of money, of course, the Man City offer is better. So wait and see on the future of Gündoğan, but it won't be decided until after the Champions League final in June. Now, a midfielder who Barcelona and Xavi at the moment don't really want, but his signing is feasible and it is possible, bending other decisions, is the signing of Ruben Neves as a favor for his agent Jorge Mendes, who's been doing a lot for Barcelona recently. It's basically his team as well as Laporta's team. Now, Xavi is not in favor of Ruben Neves, but he has given one stipulation for his arrival this summer. Gerardo Romero has come out saying that Xavi will accept Ruben Neves' arrival only if he arrives as a replacement for Franck Kessié. Now, this is very interesting. I'm a big fan of Kessié. I like his profile. It's different to Ruben Neves, but the main thing about Kessié, the main issue is that on the ball, he is absolutely shite. Like, I watched him against Sociedad. He just gives away the ball way too easily. I think his tackling, his interception, defensive aspect of the game, making runs forward, finishing somewhat is good, but his touch and passes aren't. They're not terrible, but they're not on par with Pedri, Gavi, Busi, and all that stuff. So if we sell Kessié for 30, 25, worst case scenario, you bring in Ruben Neves for 50. You're spending plus 20 on Ruben Neves, but of course Ruben Neves will have to join if Ansu Fati is sold for 30 million over his price. So a lot of stipulations are in place for Ruben Neves, but his signing is very much on the table and is very much possible. Again, personal terms already agreed on a long-term contract with the player himself. It's just about striking a deal with Wolves, which Barcelona are waiting to do pending other outcomes in other areas. Now, midfielder slash attacking midfielder slash winger who I can't see Barcelona making a move this summer for, but we are being linked to him, is Dani Olmo. As we all know, he's into the final year of his contract, and right now he is not renewed with RB Leipzig. Apparently Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Barcelona all interested, and over the past 24 hours, apparently Barcelona have asked RB Leipzig about the price currently of Dani Olmo. Unless we get, you know, Ferran exits, Ansu exits, and other exits in the attacking position, I can't really see Dani Olmo fitting into Barcelona right now. I think next summer on a free transfer, I'm all game for that, and I knew when Laporta was elected back in 2021 that at some point we were going to sign Dani Olmo. I think he's a fantastic player, of course, from the academy, from the city. It's a no-brainer, quality player, but I think at the moment he doesn't really fit Barcelona, and also I don't think right now is his time. There's no vacancy in the area where he thrives the most. It's currently occupied by Pedri, so keep your eyes on it, put a pin in it. I will call it damn near impossible to get Dani Olmo this summer. But if we sell some players, you know, offers come in, yada yada yada, a space might open up. So maybe Barcelona just thinking a step ahead. Not quite too sure, but watch out for Dani Olmo. I think at some point in the future he will be a Barcelona player. The question really now is when, just in my opinion, but we all know the interest is there from Xavi and also Joan Laporta as well, that Dani Olmo is a quality player for Barcelona, and they have been talking a lot with RB Leipzig. Of course, they put a bid on transfer deadline day last 2 summers ago in 2021 for like what, 60 million euros. That was rejected because he had 3 years or 2 years left on his contract then, so his price was a bit higher. So the interest there, and I think at some point in the future Dani Olmo will become a Blaugrana. Now the second priority for Barcelona this summer, based on the news and everything, is to sign a right back, following the main priority, which of course is to sign a pivot. Now, whether Barcelona decide a right back to keep other players happy, i.e. Kounde, we'll talk about him later on, or for the blatant fact that we actually do need a right back, the club do want to sign a right back this summer, and the main candidate at the moment is Joao Cancelo. Raccoon have come out saying that Joao Cancelo is Barcelona's #1 target to strengthen the right back position. Barcelona is looking to bring him in on a loan. It's a contract with Man City until 2027 and is currently out on loan, of course, with Bayern Munich. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo confirmed the news, saying that Joao Cancelo is now ahead of Juan Foyth and others in Barcelona's list of right backs. It is due to economic reasons. Due to Jorge Mendes' presence, Barcelona believe they can get a good deal for Cancelo, even if it's just a loan move. Also confirmed Jaime Miguel from AES. He came out saying that Joao Cancelo is Barcelona's #1 option to strengthen the right back position. And also Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying that confirmation that Joao Cancelo is now the main candidate for Barcelona as the new right back signing. I've been saying this for months now. I'll say it again. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. I think Joao Cancelo is a quality player. You bring him in on loan, can play both right back and left back. So let's say now we don't sign a replacement for Jordi Alba, it's just Alejandro Balde. He goes down injured, you can put Cancelo left back, you can put maybe Roberto right back, convince Kounde to play a game there, whatever the case may be. I think his versatility is very important. I think his skills are fantastic as well. I remember like back in like what, 2015, 2016, us being linked with the Cancelo from Valencia, and I really wanted him then, and you know, now might be the opportunity. Again, his age, I believe he's 29 years old, but simple loan deal, 1 season, chucking a buy option in there, 40 million. He does great. Activate the next summer after that. If not, send him back to Man City. It's quite clear he doesn't want to go back to Man City. He does not want to work under Pep. Pep doesn't want him. So Man City's kind of hands are tied. They have to let him go in some way, shape, or form. We'll cover his wages, and you just give him us on loan. And of course, that excellent relationship with Man City and also Jorge Mendes, his agent, will be playing a big factor. I'm very, very excited about the signing. We'll have to wait and see what happens and developments over the next few weeks. Again, his loan with Bayern Munich does not end until June the 30th, so I expect nothing will be done deal by then. But the #1 candidate for Barcelona to reinforce the right back position, it is clear as day, it is Joao Cancelo. We can also expect that Barcelona will be making a lot of changes in the attacking positions. One of them is the acquisition of Yannick Carrasco, where Gerard Ramirez come out saying, I personally give a high percentage on the chance of Carrasco coming to Barcelona. Again, Barcelona do have a buy option for him this summer for around 15 to 20 million euros. I've heard numbers all over the place. I've heard 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Apparently, Barcelona want to bring that down to around 10, but Yannick Carrasco is a strong option this summer. To come in and reinforce the left wing position, where of course the departures there are quite evident. We'll talk about that later on. On Carrasco, again, just because we have an option for him, I understand why the club's going for it, and he's of course decent, but I'm not a big fan of giving away young players to bring in a player who's got 2 or 3 years left at the top level, currently in his prime, you could say. That's my only, you know, disappointing factor of this deal. If Carrasco was a bit younger, like 24, 25, 26, I would be content with it, but the fact that he's really, really old and we're turning in youngsters for it is my only downturn at this current moment. But wait and see what happens with Carrasco. But again, there is a very high chance he will reinforce the left wing position this summer. Now, one of Barcelona's main targets this summer in terms of an actual player's name is, of course, Vitor Roque, who is the #1 target to come in and to compete and also reinforce the #9 position. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo has come out saying that Vitor Roque is the chosen #9 by Barcelona, while the club waits for La Liga's approval on the viability plan. They're looking for economic formulas to sign Roque, who dreams of playing for Barcelona. The possible options include as the following: paid loan now with the mandatory purchase in 2024, so loan fee 10 million, purchase option next summer 30 million, there's your 40 million. Agree on a price now and pay fees in numerous years to overcome FFP obstacle, i.e. installments. Barcelona know that they have to make some kind of advance payment to satisfy his current club. The presence of Deco as a sporting director could help in striking the deal. Jorge came out confirming this as well, saying the first big challenge for Deco as a sporting director is to bring Vitor Roque to Barcelona. It is an operation that will be personally carried out by him, and he could arrive for around 30 million euros, although the club believes it would exceed this price. So again, the club want to sign Vitor Roque. They have a budget to spend on him. They don't want to spend too much over it, and they're looking at formulas to spend maybe a bit over, but to spread it out so it won't look too badly. So loan now, 40 million package, 10 million loan fee now. You pay the other 30 in installments, and you activate that next summer in 2024. Or you agree on a price now. Here's 5 million upfront. We'll give you 10 million for the next 4 or 5 years, whatever the case may be. So I'm a big fan of Vitor Roque. I think this is a deal that we have to get done. Again, we have not signed Brazilian young talents in God knows how long. We've let André Rodrigo and Vinicius all pass us and go to Real Madrid. I think this is a player that has to join Barcelona. Again, a lot of people think he's better than Endrick and Rodrigo and Vinicius at his age, so it's a player that Barcelona have to get, and I do hope we get this deal over the line, but it will now be in the hands of Deco to get this deal done for Barcelona this summer. But of course, the number one target for Barcelona this summer is of course the signing of the greatest human being to ever touch a football, Lionel Andres Messi. We do have some updates on his future that of course linked with the viability plan. First, coming from Sport, they came out saying that Barcelona's financial impact analysis report reveals that Messi's return predicts a 230 million euro boost, with 150 million from sponsors and 80 million from ticketing. The conclusion surprised even the club's own board members. Barcelona could earn 100 million euros net by signing Leo Messi. Again, not only will Messi have an impact on the pitch for Barcelona, making us a better and stronger team, elsewhere he earns money for the club. This is why the deal is an absolute no-brainer. Now, there were reports coming in saying that Messi's signing by Barcelona is almost ruled out because his father, Jorge Mendes, wants him to go to Saudi Arabia. He wants him to go for the money, and they also don't trust Juan Foyth too much. They think Laporte is going to slap him in the face for a second time. Wouldn't believe these reports right now. I think it's way too early, and again, the source isn't that great either. What we're hearing from Goal at the moment is that despite the delay of La Liga's okay to the Barcelona feasible plan, the Messi operation is still very much alive, and reports coming from Argentina as well is that Messi is still waiting for Barcelona. Now, on the viability plan, we have been getting mixed reports. We were supposed to get the green light by now. It was supposed to be last Friday, and then it's like, oh, we're going to do it Monday, or maybe Wednesday, which of course is today. Neither of that. Jorge came out saying that finally the approval of the liability plan will not be coming today. This was reported yesterday. La Liga needs a few more days to review all the documents before giving the green light. Fernando Porto from Deportivo came out saying that La Liga has told Barcelona they needed a week or two for more review on all the documents to give the approval for the viability plan. Juan Martin came out saying the club estimates the final green light from La Liga. The feasible plan will come between May 29th and June the 4th, but of course is in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Jorge for Gentes, of course, came out saying the viability plan has now sent 2 independent specialists who will review it word by word to avoid any kind of problems in the future. The definite okay will arrive in a week's time. So now we have to wait until next week. But to be fair, Barcelona are already making moves on their viability plan because they're very confident La Liga will approve it. We're seeing now Busquets left, Jordi Alba left, PK left. We'll talk about some other big exits later on. And also, Alemán spoke on the viability plan from the match yesterday against Valladolid. He came out saying that La Liga asked for us for more information, and we hope to receive the approval as soon as possible. And then we'll see if we go back to the 1-1 rule. So currently we're in the 1-4 rule. So for every 100 million euros we earn, only 25 of it can go towards transfers. So we're gonna have to fix that. But how was La Liga just delay FC? Like, this is supposed to be last Friday, and now we're going to wait until 2 Fridays from now, which is ridiculous. I think June the 4th is the final match day of the season. It is the Sunday, so hopefully before the final game against Celta Vigo, we have some sort of an answer. But again, it's quite clear at the moment by news and transfers and movements that Barcelona are already, making dues on the viability plan. So we'll wait and see on the signing of Leo Messi. It's still in discussion, still in the works. Barcelona still want to sign him. He brings in economic financial boost beyond belief. The club thinks his signing very important. Of course, Xavi wants it, Messi wants it, and more importantly, the Culé wants it. let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 48 hours. We first have to discuss the big news coming in from Juan Martí from Liga. He's come out saying that FC Barcelona want to make a big sale in June. A lot of candidates are there for that big sale, whether it's Ferran Torre, Rafinha, but there are two main candidates who could be the player to bring in that necessary fund and provide extra space in the squad to earn money for the club. First name, they're both wingers by the way, so you can expect what's coming. First name is Abde. Gerard has come out saying that there are two big offers for Abde on Barcelona's table, one from a La Liga club and another from a European club. Speculation saying that it's a Premier League club, but apparently the offer is in excess of 30 million euros. You take it. If it's above 30, you risk it, you take it. That's too much to, bet on his talent. I understand he's a great player, a great prospect. I think his dribbling is fantastic, 1v1 ability. Finishing needs a bit of work, but you have to take that money. I think for me, he's valued at around 15-20. You're paying 10 million over his asking value. Chuck in some variables as well that bring it to 40. You've got yourself a good deal. And, it depends a lot on what Barcelona do in the left wing position. Will they get rid of, other players who we will talk about? They want to bring in Carrasco. The bet was to bring in Carrasco and Abde and get rid of Ansu Ferran, but now that might change. We might have to get rid of Abde and Ansu and keep Ferran and Carrasco. So a lot of if, buts, and maybes, but Abde is one of the candidates to be that big sale for Barcelona in June. And the other candidate is, of course, Ansu Fati. Gerard has come out saying that Barcelona's current economic viability plan involves the departure of Ansu Fati this summer. The club believes it will be a complex operation and wants a significant fee for his sale. So in the viability plan, it does mention the sale of Ansu Fati this summer. Again, the club do want in the region of 70 to 80 million euros. Now, if this deal does happen, it does mean that Ruben Neves will probably join Barcelona. So we're going to probably sell Ansu for 70, 80. Garcia for 30, 25. That's 110 million. You spend 50 on Ruben Neves, 10 on Carrasco. Your net profit, does the squad get better? For the short term, you could say yes. For the long term, probably not. It sucks for Ansu Fati. I'd much rather sell Abde and Ferran Torres over him. I think Ansu does have better ability than both of them. I think Ansu just been struggling a lot with confidence and also coming off the back of this fucking shitty knee injury, which has been a pain in the ass, but it sucks. It really does suck, but we'll wait and see. As long as we get a fair price, I'll be content with Ansu's departure. I'm not too fussed about it. If we sell for like 50 or 40, maybe 60, I will be disappointed, but if we get the 70, 80, 90 region, I'll be like, you know what? He's had a poor season. You've cashed in on his value and his talent. It is what it is. I see Ansu just needs a run. I think Ansu just needs a run of games. He starts 20 games, no matter if he plays good or bad, and he needs to get that feeling back. He's made 100 appearances for Barcelona. I think 90% of them have been off the bench, or 90% he's been substituted. So he's never played. I think out of the 100 games, he only played like 5 full 90 minutes, something ridiculous like that. So you're playing a risk with Ansu Fati. If he goes to another club, plays well, becomes a star that we all know he can be, then you're like, dang. But if he goes to another club, doesn't do well, you're like, oh, thank God we cashed in. This is a very difficult situation. I think it can go both ways. For me, it's a 50-50. You cash in now, he flops, you got good money for him, it is what it is. Or he goes out, becomes a star, and then you probably try and get him back in the future, I would say. So we'll wait and see with Ansu, but again, in the viability plan that Barcelona have sent to La Liga, the sale of Ansu Fati is in there. Now, a player who is almost off the hook and could be staying at Barcelona this summer is Ferran Torres, but there is still one stipulation left for his exit to materialize this summer. Gerard has come out saying that Ferran Torres would stay at Barcelona unless Vitor Roque arrives. In the situation, a transfer would be valued. So the club is choosing to stick with Ferran Torres over Ansu Fati, simply, in my opinion, my analysis, simply on amortization. The club cannot afford to sell Ferran Torres for under his valuation, for under what they paid for, because then you get a penalty in financial fair play and just makes everything complicated to balance the books. That's unfortunate. I think Ferran Torres at least is a bit more versatile than Ansu Fati. He's a bit older as well. I would have bet on Ansu over Ferran, but the club have essentially decided to bet on Ferran Torres. He will end up staying at the club unless Vitor Roque is signed. Because if Vitor Roque is signed, he will take up that position. Ferran Torres will have no use. You'll have Dembele, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Vitor Roque, Messi, then maybe Carrasco or Abde. That's 6. That's all you need. So then Ferran Torres would end up, you know, being sidelined. He'll probably push for a move. Barcelona will probably push him to move. You're like, look, you're a 6th choice attacker. Just get in the bin. So we'll wait and see Ferran Torres. He does have a lot of chances though in staying. I think the Vitor Roque operation is very, very difficult, but I do think it can be done. I think the club should get it done whether Ferran stays or not, in my opinion. But we'll wait and see with Ferran Torres. But right now he does have a good chance of staying. He will stay ahead of Ansu Fati this summer, and probably could say ahead of Abde, maybe Carrasco as well. Only the arrival of Vitor Roque can change things. Now, a player's future that is currently very much in doubt, but he does have the backing of the manager, is Eric Garcia. This report came out during his absolute stinker against Valladolid last night. Gigantes, of course, Jardineros come out saying the club believes that there will be offers for Eric Garcia in the summer transfer window, despite him not playing a lot, but Xavi prefers to keep him and doesn't want him to leave. Honestly, I think Eric Garcia is a good squad player, and I understand he's dropped some fucking stinkers recently, giving away penalties left, right, and center. For me, I'm good either way. We sell him. If we keep him, we keep him. If we do keep him, he'll be a 5th, maybe even 6th choice center back. If Kounde gets moved to center back, you'll have Kounde, Christensen, Araujo, Alonso, Inigo Martinez, then Eric Garcia. So he'll be a squad player. He's on very low wages. Xavi likes him. He can play in the pivot maybe if we have an injury crisis or whatever. It is what it is, in my opinion. I don't see the need to force him out. I'd much honestly rather force out Alonso, because Alonso's about 37, 38 years old. So it is what it is. I'm not too fussed about this, but the club will consider offers, of course, for Eric Garcia this summer. If something comes in that's very good, we're talking maybe 10, 15 million. The club might just accept it and go behind Xavi's back, but Xavi is communicating to the club that he wants Eric Garcia to stay this summer, and Eric Garcia is happy to stay, but I think he does want his role to improve. If it doesn't improve next season, maybe next summer, he'll force a move. I think this summer he's happy to stay at Barcelona, and so is Xavi. From one center back to another, a low-knee center back, we should say, we have now some updates on the future of Samuel Umtiti, which has been pretty quiet over recent months. Umtiti has actually come out speaking to the media about his future, and he came out speaking about his low move to Lecce, saying that everyone thought that my career was over, but I came to Italy to recover and feel good as a player to be able to play. I felt very good at Lecce, and I've also been able to show what I can do. Then asked about reuniting with Lacazette at Lyon. He said that lately we've been talking a lot. I would really like to play with him again before the end of my career, but it's too early to stay. Of course, he does have a contract until 2026, and Matteo Morito from Relevo has confirmed that Samuel Umtiti will return from his loan move at Lecce, and he will be sold permanently to another club. If we can get some money from Umtiti, this might be Laporta's biggest masterclass. He was down bad, not playing, injured left, right, and center. Renewed his contract to spread out his wages, loan him out, does well, sell him for money. 5 million, even just variables. You could say, oh, if he plays 20 games, 1 million. If he goes to, let's say, a big team like Inter, who's rumored to be joining, or if you win the Serie A, another million, just variable transfer, that would be good as well. If you have 100 clearances, 100 tackles, 100 interceptions in the season, another million as well. So if we can get some money for Samuel Umtiti, that is a huge W in my opinion. So we'll see on Samuel, but again, he is expected to be sold by Barcelona, and not expected, should I say, he will be sold at some point this summer by Barcelona. Now, for one player out on loan to a potential loanee, we do have an update on the future of Pablo Torre, who yesterday against Valladolid put in a decent performance. But before the match, Jardineros came out with a big bombshell on Pablo Torre. He came out saying that Pablo Torre is closer to leaving on loan. A player of his quality cannot manage his first season at Barcelona like the way he did. Off the pitch, there were some inappropriate behaviors on his part which did not please the technical staff. What have I been saying for months now? Ricky Puig 2.0. A player that the fans want to play left, right, and center. He comes in, plays well, but behind the scenes, he's just not cutting it. Sport also came out saying that despite the good performance yesterday from Pablo Torre, it is more certain that his exit will materialize as Barcelona are looking for a loan deal for him this summer. So I don't think he'll be included in any operation. Maybe you could include a loan move to Real Sociedad as part of the operation for Zubimendi. Again, the loan move to Villarreal has been the main talking point, but behavioral issues is the main issue. I think Torre came out speaking. He said that after the game, like, oh, I played well. I like to play for Barcelona. I want to start more games. I'm best friends with Alejandro Balde in the squad. But there has been some inappropriate things happening in the background. We don't know what exactly. It's just a Ricky Puig 2.0. I see him having a future with Barcelona? Possibly, but I think for this upcoming season, definitely not. And the loan move will be happening for him this summer. Now, finally, let's discuss some of the players who are set to stay at Barcelona this summer. First up is Marcos Alonso. Now, we do have a report on Jordi Alba, but of course, he just confirmed his exit a few hours ago. We'll just talk about the Marcos Alonso part. Jordi Alba came out saying that Marcos Alonso se queda. This summer, he will stay. For me, that's just whatever. I mean, he's on peanuts. Xavi likes him. Whatever. We have got to sign a left back this summer. I think what the club should do is sign Messi, sign a pivot, sign a right back, get Vitor Roque in, get Gundogan in, and then get a left back, someone on loan, someone decent. Because I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're going to bet on Alonso. Balde will get injured. Alonso will play for a month. He'll be shite. In January, we'll go get a left back on loan or sign someone on a free transfer, whatever the case may be. The club need to be proactive in this position. Alonso is not a good replacement. He's a third choice option at left back, sixth choice center back option. That is his role. If we rely on Alonso to be our backup left back, we are not going anywhere next season. So we'll wait and see what happens. I'm hoping for Alonso to leave if a good offer comes in, but as of right now, according to Jordi, that Alonso will be staying at Barcelona this summer. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. First update is on the renewal of Alejandro Balde. We do have more confirmation on the full agreement coming in from Jordi. He's come out saying that a verbal agreement has been reached for the renewal of Alejandro Balde. The player wants to stay and does not want to listen to any other offers. Of course, there has been some contacts with Bayern Munich in recent days, and again, all that is left is for his renewal to be registered, and then the club will make an official announcement. He will be signing an extension until 2027, I believe, with, of course, the €1 billion release clause. The final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of both Pablo Gavi and Ronald Araujo. Of course, both the renewals are done, sealed, and officially announced, but the registration of the renewal has finally come to fruition. Jordi has come out saying the renewals of Araujo and Gavi have been confirmed by La Liga yesterday, which makes no sense because they have not given the green light for the viability plan. So I'm still thinking here, like, how they given, oh, these are green lights. I think this is because Busquets is leaving, Jordi Alba is leaving, so there's already going to be space on the wage bill, so I think they can get that green light for their two renewals, but they'll finally be officially first team members, and Gavi will get the number 6 permanently now, which of course is good news and one less thing to worry about. Of course, we all knew, I've been talking about this on the channel for the past few days, the main plan for Barcelona is to sign Messi and also register renewals of Alonso, Roberto, Gavi, and Araujo. The two main ones, of course, were Gavi and Araujo. Those two are done. I think Alonso will be a breeze, but keep your eyes on Roberto. Jordi, like I said in the Jordi Alba goodbye video, Jordi said that there will be another big departure this Sunday, aside from Busquets and Jordi Alba. I think it might be Roberto. That's my cheeky prediction. Maybe the club will say, you know what, everyone's left, you just dip as well. He'd probably be like, you know what, yeah, fair. So we'll wait and see on that. But again, Gavi and Araujo's renewals have officially received the green light and permanent registration from La Liga. Now, along with Jordi Alba's confirmed exit, the biggest talking point over the past 48 hours has been on the future of Jules Kounde that has shocked the Koulé fan base, where Kounde had a chat with Xavi and officially communicated to the club his refusal to play right back on a consistent basis for Barcelona. Juan Martí has come out saying that Kounde is open to leaving Barcelona this summer. He has given the club the green light to listen to offers that they may receive. Kounde doesn't feel comfortable at right back and doesn't think the situation will change. Xavi knows about this. Barcelona value Kounde at around €80 million, and he's open to leaving Barcelona as he does not see any guarantees for him playing center back, but he has not asked for a transfer. Jules has just transmitted his situation. Jules just transmitted his situation, and Barcelona knows that the market value has grown compared to last summer. So Kounde has told the club to listen to offers for him if he's going to be considered as a right back for next season, which, to be honest, you can't blame him. Remember when he came to Barcelona, the big report from Juan Martí that Kounde and Araujo will be the future center back partnership for Barcelona for the next 10 years. The club see it clearly. It'll be them two for the rest of the future to come. Now, Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out confirming the news, saying that Kounde has officially told Barcelona that he does not want to play at right back any longer, and he's very angry with the club, again, because he was promised to play at center back and to only debutize at right back maybe here and there, a game here, a game there, not consistently. But Fernando Polo also came out saying the representatives of Jules Kounde categorically denied the information that appeared in the press, which explained that the player has asked for departure or is open to listening to offers. So that for me, and that for everyone essentially, is the big question mark. Has Kounde told the club, hey, if offers come in, let me know, we can talk about it? Has he said that? But again, he's not asked for departure, that is clear as day, but he has asked for the club to listen to offers for him. Now, Barca Times on Twitter came out with an exclusive saying that Barcelona will accept an offer for around 90 million euros for Kounde. The players' camp is disappointed with the club because they were promised that he would be playing at center back. The club was surprised by the Frenchman's request and think it's an act of impatience. Now, Javi Miguel came out saying that Xavi wants Kounde to stay. Next season, his position will be a center back since the club plans to bring in a right back this summer, Joao Cancelo. The story can change though if a 90 million euro offer comes in. Now, I see a lot of people on Twitter and Instagram saying that, oh, Araujo and Christensen is a better center back partnership than Araujo and Kounde, so Kounde can leave. I mean, there's an argument to be had there. I would disagree. I think both at their peak, Kounde and Araujo would be a better center back partnership. Of course, we haven't seen that much this season. Remember, by the way, Araujo and Christensen are probably the two most injury-prone players I've seen in my life. They drop like flies. They have a good month out for 2 months. Good month out for 2 months. We've seen it twice this season. We cannot rely on Araujo and Christensen to be our center back partnership for a season, and also the season is long. They cannot play for 60 plus games, so I think it's very crucial to keep Kounde this summer. Javi Miguel continued on by saying that Kounde spoke to Xavi to tell him that he was not comfortable playing at right back anymore, but in no way did he say he's opening the doors to an exit or a transfer. But from the locker room, they categorically denied that Kounde is open to leaving the club. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Kounde does not want to leave Barcelona. He just wants to play in his natural position. Xavi has guaranteed him that he will play as a center back next season. So again, Kounde is now putting a transfer request. He doesn't say I want to leave Barcelona. He just said that, look, I want to play at center back. He's made his feelings quite known and quite confirmed. Now, we do have some quotes here from Mateo Alemán and also Xavi last night from the Viability game on the Kounde situation. First, Mateo Alemán came out saying that these are situations that we will resolve internally. So I guess there's a situation to be had. Xavi was asked about this. He said that, look, we've spoken with one another and we both left happy. I was very clear with him. I know there's a lot of noise right now, but the player also left happy, and so did I. I don't see much of a problem in this situation. So again, I think we can agree that Xavi has told him, yes, I will play you at center back next season. We just got to get the Joao Cancelo deal over the line and you'll be my center back next season for sure. And finally, we do have reports coming in from the main man himself, Gerard Romero. He came out saying that Jules Kounde will leave as long as an interesting offer will arrive. He will not leave for anything less than 90 million euros. The club believes that this is a move by his agent to negotiate maybe a new salary and make the staff a bit nervous as well. Xavi will speak with Jules Kounde to tell him that he wants to stay next season as well. So the club feel like this is Kounde putting pressure on, the club and Xavi to play him as a center back next season. I don't know why he wants to negotiate a salary. He just signed last summer. You gotta slow your roll a little bit there, Jules. But nonetheless, we are now hearing reports that Premier League clubs are interested. Manchester United, Man City, Arsenal, and Chelsea are all possible options for Kounde. For me, that means nothing. Unless a bid comes in of 90 million euros, I can't see it happening. And also, don't forget, on this channel, I think it was a month ago, what game was it? I think it was after the Osasuna game. Gerard Romero came out saying that Balde, Araujo, Christensen, and Kounde are all non-transferable from the club. An offer of 90 million euros maybe will be considered, but they're all unlisted and untouchable for the club. Again, Kounde is not on the market. The club don't want to sell him, but if an offer comes in for 90 million euros, the club will evaluate it, same thing they would do with Andreas Christensen. I guarantee you, if a bid comes in for Christensen, the club is like, let's take a look at it, let's analyze it. Okay, we can sell Kounde, if we sell Christensen, what can we do? What can we do here? This and that. It's just not Kounde. Now, Gerard Romero has also came out saying that in a hypothetical case that Kounde leaves the club this summer, the first option to replace him is Juan Foyth. Oh, well, where'd you pull that one out of the bag? Whatever. So again, full summary on Kounde. He's told the club and Xavi he wants to play at center back next season. He does not want to play consistently at right back. Xavi has agreed to it, and yes, I want you to play at center back next season. That's it for me. There is no story. There's no Kounde departure. Chelsea are coming in for him. Kounde wants to leave. None of that. I think he just told Xavi, I want to play at center back next season. And if not, maybe I'll consider a departure. Maybe I'll look at my options. But this is not Kounde pushing for a transfer. This is not Barcelona putting Kounde on the transfer market. This is just Kounde communicating his desire to the club, which of course the club did promise him. They said you're going to form a partnership with Araujo that will be the best center back partnership in the world for the next years to come. And I think we only saw it like, what, 3 times this season, Araujo and Kounde. So I do think the partnership of Araujo and Kounde is better than Araujo and Christensen. I think we just saw Araujo and Christensen more. That's why people are on that hype train. But again, I think keeping all 3 is important because squad rotation is important. And Araujo and Christensen are the 2 most injury-prone center backs I've seen in my life. So we'll see what happens over the next few days. But I do suspect that Kounde will stay. I don't think he will leave. And I don't even think an offer will come in for around 90 million euros for him. If that 90 million euro offer comes in, squeaky bum time. We'll wait and see. But I still think the club will say, hey, we're going to play center back, just stay. I don't think Kounde wants to leave. I don't think the club want to sell him. I think Xavi just want to keep Kounde a lot. So I see Kounde se queda, but we'll wait and see what happens over the next few weeks. But Kounde has communicated very, very vocally that he does not want to play right back next season. He wants to be playing at center back. Now, the final topic that I wanted to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys the update on the new sleeve sponsor, Philips, and when it will be coming in. Fernando Porto from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona are waiting for La Liga's approval to announce Philips as their new sleeve sponsor. It could happen this week, and Philips could already make their appearance in the Barcelona sleeve in the match against Mallorca this weekend, the final match for Jordi Alba, Busquets, another player, and of course the Camp Nou itself. It is possible that Philips subsidiaries such as Abililight or TPV appears. A decision will be made on this, on whether Philips will appear or on their subsidiaries on the, of course, the sleeve, but the agreement will be ratified in the next assembly of delegates. So again, sleeve sponsor looks confirmed now. Find a freaking lead. We're just now waiting for La Liga to approve the viability plan. That way we can slap it on the sleeve. You can see that the mock-up of Lewandowski there with the sleeve sponsor. About damn time in my opinion, and we are expecting the green light for the sleeve sponsor very, very soon. If you want to know the details of the money and what's involved in this deal, check out the last video where I did discuss the deals in depth. But great deal by Barcelona, and yet another masterclass from Joan Laporta and his board. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But anything I want to first, of course, is the return of Lionel Messi. You think it will happen or not? The signing of Vitor Roque, you think it will happen or not? You think Renewal signing will happen or not? And who would you pick out of Zubimendi and Kimmich? And who you think Barcelona will sign? Thoughts on Cancelo becoming the #1 target in the right back position? Thoughts on the Kounde saga? You know, Ansu Fati on the chopping block, Abde on the chopping block, Ferran Torres. What would you do with the Pablo Torre situation? You think he has a future at Barcelona? Umtiti as well. The renewals of Balde, Araujo, and Gavi being registered. Leave me all your thoughts down below. And of course, make sure you subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.